What's up, guys? Welcome to the world's greatest sports betting show. I'm your host, John Heislop, joined always by the incredibly talented Matt Modi. What's up, Matt?
What's up, Slop? How we doing?
Dude, well, after last night, it's a pretty good day for dingers. It just goes to show what we always say is like they can just flood or it can just be bone dry. And then I don't know, like it was a real good day. This show, you did well. I'll say that I had 8 guys in the Millie parlay.
I saw that.
One guy did not play, so that was down to 7, and 5 of them hit home runs. I managed to give out the 2 that did not hit a home run on the show while also giving out Jackson Churio. I think no matter how you slice it, if everyone played him straight or whatever, like, I don't know, like that's basically what I would do. But if I was smart, but what I always do is just parlay all of them and just hope to hit once. But yeah, people were pretty excited about it. I'm not going to victory lap too much about that because, again, it's dingers, you know what I mean? Like, however you're playing them, I don't know how these people are playing these. I always say play them however you want, you know what I mean? But judging by the people, they were sending me tickets, and I love when that happened. That's my favorite part.
Best. 100%.
We just talked about that yesterday. Wasn't that us?
Yeah, I'm sure was. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like, that's so fun. Like, some dude sent me one, and it was $1 to win $25,000.
Oh my! I saw that.
The thing is, though, he added Wyatt Langford, so it was like 5 guys that I took. Somehow he managed to dodge the Gunnar Henderson, Jake Berger bullet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had 5 guys from like the Millie, and then Wyatt Langford. And did you see how Wyatt did that?
Bottom 9 grand salami.
That is insane. Like, that's how you win 25K.
Yeah.
Right there.
You can't
you know
win
what I mean? That's how you do it.
Like, yeah, you can't, like, if you're going to bet $1 to win 25K, your last leg, it can't happen on the first at bat. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to happen bottom 9, like everything riding on that. It's the only way.
Literally. Like, that's insane. I remember we had a Thunderdome where Lucy Burge went off. There was 2 weeks in a row where she hit all 3. Right, so that's crazy.
2 weeks in
itself. Yeah,
nuts,
2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost sure. I'll have to double check with Nigel. So I think it was both like 2 weeks straight. So anyways, one of them though was a Carlos Santana walk off, and I always thought, like, at that moment I was like, that's got to be the coolest way to hit a home run prop. Is like, you don't even know if your guy's getting up again. Because, you know what I'm saying? Awesome. Like, I don't know if it was a grand slam for Santana. I'm pretty sure it was, but the odds of that is crazy because you get to the 9th and it's like,
oh, you need like 7 at bats to get to your guy.
It's like, this dude even going to get up again?
Yeah.
So that's cool. But anyway, shout out to that guy. That's awesome, man. Dude, 25K off of $1 is crazy. But it's time to go for today. Like, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday was cool. It was fun to wake up and see a bunch of tweets and all that, and, like, you know, all that stuff. But to be honest with you, when you start looking at today's slate, you kind of forget about yesterday.
Yep.
And that's what already happened to me. But we're going to do things a little bit different. I hope you're cool with it. There's Thursday Night Football tomorrow. And to be honest with you, I have football brain right now where all I can think about is football. It's kind of a problem. It's noticeable. So I'm thinking we obviously are going to give out 3 each. Dinger props.
We have to.
We kind of got to do that. But right after that, let's talk Thursday Night Football. I already have a same game parlay that I like a lot. I'm going to run that by you, but I'm kind of interested to hear what you have.
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, not just kind of, but a lot interested.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I have 3 plays for Friday. I have like 5 on Sunday. I admittedly struggled a little bit with Thursday Night Football. I have one that has a 100% hit rate. That's a plus money banger. And then everything else after that was, I know this is not an honorable mention show. If I were to categorize the the play that, like I said, I know one's going to hit. The other ones I would categorize as honorable mentions.
Okay.
But this is not an honorable mention show, so I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No way. Because it's honorable mention.
Correct.
We're not an honorable mention show.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start. Let's go into dingers right now, just because we got a lot to get to, and we only have, I don't know, 30 minutes to get to it. Probably like 25 now. My bad. I'll go Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman is absolutely on fire right now. Go through his game logs at Zeus. I'll bring it up as soon as I can find that window. I got way too many windows open. I'm trying. I
Yeah.
don't know how people do that, man. You guys are much better than I am. Freddie Freeman, he is plus 400 at FanDuel. Looks like 400 at Fanatics. Everywhere else, he's in the threes. Oh, 330, 340, 340. So, yeah, we're gold at FanDuel. But what caught my eye was the Who's Hot page at Zeus. Hang on, I'll bring that up.
Freddie Freeman's been crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I had no idea. So in the last week, 10 100 plus exit velocity hits. That is well over what he's averaging for the season. The dog just fell off the couch. So hang on one second. I got you back, kid. She's struggling a little bit.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
happens.
4 singles, but 4 home runs. So
that's pretty good.
We found someone in Freeman that we can, trust as to being hot, but also on top of it, he's going to see Griffin Canning. He's given up 25 home runs in 144 innings pitched. That's not horrible. That's just regular horrible.
Yeah.
13 of those have been to left-handed batters, 323 plate appearances. So again, not horrible, but far from good. Freeman also has a home run against them, even though we're not a batter versus pitcher show.
Correct.
So put me on the board, lock me in for our guy, Freddie Freeman.
Great pick. I love it. I was debating between 2 Dodgers, ended up going with none of them. I am going to go with 2 guys in the same game on the same team. I bet you already know who I'm going to take.
Christ, it's Rooker and Butler.
How can I not, John?
Yeah.
How can I not take Rooker and Butler? I mean, Butler came through yesterday. Not only did he hit a home run yesterday, he had 3 separate hard hits. 2 of them were 100 and plus miles per hour off the bat and above. So it's not even like he's just hitting dingers and then striking out elsewhere. No, he's hitting rocket after rocket after rocket. And I'm gonna if it's a righty pitcher, which is what he's better against, and it's a pitcher that's not like prime Nolan Ryan, I'm probably gonna bet him to hit a home run. He's been on fire. Rooker hasn't quite been as on fire as Lawrence Butler, but to be fair, nobody is. Nobody in the world is as on fire.
18 100.
It's crazy.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. But Rooker's been good. He's got 10 hard hit line drive plus fly balls in the last week. He's got 3 piss missiles. The thing what I like about Rooker is he just annihilates 4-seam fastballs. And the pitcher going up against both these guys is George Kirby, who you would not think of George Kirby as a home run guy. His home run per 9 on the year is only 1.12, which is average.
Look at last 10 guy though.
In his last 5, normally I'm a last 10 guy.
10, okay, yeah.
But in his last 5 starts, he's given up 9 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Just been getting rocked. And it's all from it's all from the fastball, and that's where Rooker does most of his damage is off of 4-seam fastball. So both of those guys are guaranteed to hit a home run. I was able to get Butler at plus 500. I was able to get Rooker at plus 460, both of them at FanDuel. I see you have the Butler Zeus page up.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's because you said he's better against righties, and he is. But one thing I've noticed about him is he slaps lefties too. He's like the greatest hitter of all time at this point.
Correct.
Look at this.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Guy that they were, I'm pretty sure, a lefty was pitching, they would take him out.
Yeah, they would. Correct. Yeah.
And it's look at this though. For the that's craziness. Everything's 100 mile an hour. Doesn't matter.
And it's all being put in the air. That's the biggest thing. 22-degree launch angle, 17-degree launch angle, 40. It's all being put in the air. It's not just he's hitting line drive or ground balls like O'Neal Cruz. He's actually putting the ball in the air.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to show you. As soon as I heard, I was like, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere, and it was probably Zeus Analytics. It's the only site I actually look at, and he hits everybody very hard.
It's crazy,
ridiculous hard.
Yeah. Sorry, it's still plus 500. Yeah. So plus 500. Can you look at Rooker real quick just to make sure that that's still the same?
Yep.
Because it was 460. Still 460. There we go. 500, 460, both on FanDuel.
Yep. I got both of those guys in the millie. So
you got to.
We're good there. One of those guys I was going to talk about Rooker. You pretty much hit every point I had. He a lot of people are going to say he's better against righties than lefties because he has 24 home runs against righties, 9 against lefties. But he's only seen 100. He's only had 105 plate appearances this season against lefties. So when you extrapolate that out, he's probably better against lefties, but still good enough against righties. You know what I mean? Like he's another, like, we're going to be fine whenever you see that lefty reliever warming up or the righty reliever. You don't have anything.
Doesn't matter. Like, that's my favorite thing. Yeah,
exactly. Like that's one thing I try to look for. That's why guys like Jock Peterson almost never make the list, stuff like that. Just
because they'll get pinch hit. That's the worst part.
Yeah, you're just like, man, so he only had 2 swings at this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really want that, especially for like +3 something, which he always is. But I'm going to go with a guy we haven't talked about in a long time because he hasn't really played, but Christian Walker.
Oh, yeah.
560 at FanDuel. This one's a tough one. He's in the millie, so there is that. I don't think he should be 560. I just don't. It's
a good price.
Yeah, like he's got 23 home runs on the season. 19 has been off right-handers, okay? He's going to see Hayden Birdsong, who I think is good. I'm not, no shade against Birdsong, but 9 home runs in 49 innings pitched. That's not great. 6 of those have come off of righties and just 94 plate appearances.
It's not great.
Walker came back last night for his first game, so it's tough to take him there. And then, I mean, if you wanted to wait 2 or 3 games, I'm all for that. But he did hit a ball 109 miles per hour. And I mean, I know that was against a lefty, but dude, 109 is 109. That's just, at the end of the day, that he hit the shit out of that ball. I think he had an oblique problem.
Sounds right.
What it was?
I mixed up him in. Yeah. I looked up him in Muncie Muncie also had an oblique thing, but it could have been both.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was an oblique, and that's one of those things where maybe that's why he wasn't hitting the ball very hard. That's why you got to watch X velocity on these, because you don't know if these guys are hurt. Like, these guys might have a nagging thing that's bothering them, and if you can see it in the exit velocity logs. But then when they don't have that thing anymore, if it's a nagging thing, I'm not talking about like a broken arm, like that's obvious. But you know what I'm trying to say. Something nagging. Oblique feels like that would be a problem. Like if that was bothering you, you know
for
what I mean?
A swing,
so,
yeah.
So I guess where I'm going with that is I could totally see that being fine. Him coming back and just smashing a home run. That's what I told myself.
I like it.
Yeah, but I definitely talked myself into that as a price play. Obviously, every one of these has to be a price play for you. Like, never forget that. But some more so than others.
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to go to next. I guess we'll go Manny Machado. Since you took Rooker, I put Machado in. He's on the Who's Hot page at Zeus. That's where I look first, and then I kind of go from there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just blindly tail it, but at the same time, if you wanted to, you could. But let me bring that up real quick. Who's Hot? I'm pretty sure he's somewhere. Yeah, he's like the 5th guy on the list here. 11 100-mile-per-hour exit velocity shots in the last 7 days. Only 1 home run though, which sucks. But 6 singles, 1 double. He's got Kyler Montero, who was a dinger guy. Now he's kind of not a dinger guy, which is not great. But again, whatever. I think he gives one up. I don't think he's kind of settled in yet, if you know what I mean. Like these young pitchers, they might be good, definitely. But at the same time, it takes them some time to figure things out. They start trying to challenge the wrong guy. And I really think Manny Machado is the wrong guy to challenge, especially for Kyler Montero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, it looks like he's plus 390 at FanDuel. Best price is 400 at Fanatics, 402 at Pinnacle if you're looking to go swimming. But no, Manny, he's firmly in the millie. I'm very confident in him. Like I said, he's been hitting the ball. Four-seam fastball, I think, is what it is. That's what Montero likes to throw.
Correct.
It makes me think the kid's going to try to challenge him, and that generally ends poorly with guys like Machado.
Yeah, I like it. We can't have a show go on without having a Jackson, so I'm going to take Jackson Merrill as my last one.
Figured you were going there.
Yeah, he was at 550 at Caesars. If you don't mind pulling him up.
I got him
right
up.
now.
600 at Fanatics.
Oh, so yeah, that's why I ignored it because it's Fanatics.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah, you're not getting a ton of price discrepancy here, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it with Montero. If you look at his entire season, he would be a dong ball kind of guy, but recently he's been better. The thing with young pitchers is I feel like they'll have those stretches where they'll have like 4 starts in a row where they don't give up a home run, and then they'll get rocked. That's kind of what they can't quite keep it up consistently.
Or the other way around, where they come in and they get hit a lot, and then all of a sudden they're just not giving up dingers, and it's like, oh, the kid learned. Like Bowden Francis is probably a good example of that.
Yeah,
giving up home runs, and then now it's like he looks like Cy Young. So
yeah, I'm still not quite there with Montero. We'll see if we end up being wrong about this, but I mean, Jackson Merrill's been incredible. 7 home runs the last month, 18% barrel rate, 53% hard hit rate against righties. And what I love is he's got like a 50% fly ball rate. So it's the same thing. He's not just hitting it hard, but he's hitting the ball in the air. He's mostly going to see 4-seam fastballs, as you mentioned, crushed 4-seam fastballs. Next up, slider, crushed sliders. Next up, changeup, crushed changeups. And then the last pitch, if the Montero tries to get sneaky, he'll throw a knuckle curve. Jackson Merrill's only seen 1 knuckle curve in the last month, but that left the bat at over 100 miles per hour. So even if he tries to get sneaky on him, Merrill's still ready for it. So yeah, I mean, Merrill is like Butler, where it's kind of like an auto bet until proven otherwise.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, especially at these prices.
Exactly.
Butler or Merrill, neither one of those guys are priced right. Excuse
me.
They
just don't.
Like
they don't understand. Yeah, 100
those guys. I can start naming like those are just right now. That's where you gotta be looking. Guys are just not priced right whatsoever. That way, you get more bites at the apple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like once the guy gets down into the 320 range, it's like, all right, this guy's unbettable at this point. You know what I mean? Because like nobody hits home runs at that rate. Like do the math. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless you're Aaron Judge or Ohtani, and those guys are in the 100s.
Yep, exactly. All right, so that's gonna do it for dingers.
We just hit all 6 though.
That would be crazy if we did, like just kind of like brushing them off as we nail a 6-leg dinger parlay.
Yeah,
that would be it. But we gotta move, man, because
we got football.
I'll be honest with you, tomorrow I might wake up and forget that baseball is still being played. And I'm sorry, baseball. It's not your fault. It's not you, it's baseball. Me. I had a great time. I did watch the games last night, but there wasn't a football game on. So that's what happened. That's why I think I'm going to have fun tonight, just because there's no football game on to compete with. But, man, the first game, the only one I want to talk about today, it's the only one that matters actually right now.
It's opening night.
Yeah, the first night, just because we're close to 24 hours away from that. Any quarterback? Like, what do you do? Like, do you want me to tell you what I did?
So, yeah, because I don't think we're going to have any overlap. So I don't think it matters who goes first. For me, I really don't know what to think about either of these teams. Like, I really am not high on the Ravens this year because they lost 3 of their offensive linemen. They lost their DC and 2 of their top assistant coaches on defense. And last year just felt like that kind of magical year that teams are unable to repeat. See the Eagles 2 years ago versus the Eagles last year. And the coaching changes, all that stuff. And then with the Chiefs, it's like last year was the worst year they've had with Mahomes and Andy Reid. Is that going to be what this year's like? Or is it going to go back to what it was for the past like 5 years where they broke football? So that's kind of why I played this game light, because I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I only have one play that I know for a fact is hitting. That's a plus money banger.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's Isaiah Pacheco anytime touchdown.
Okay.
I was able to get it at plus 120 at Fliff, and then it went down to plus 115 at Fliff. I believe it's still there. I know you're about to pull it up on the screen.
We'll find out.
It's
there it is.
Plus
122 at Pinnacle, 105 at FanDuel, even money at BetMGM, minus 105 at both DraftKings and Caesars, 110 at ESPN, and obviously 122 at Pinnacle. Pinnacle's twice. ESPN, I want to shout out to them. They've let me bet $100 for like a month now and haven't done any sort of limiting since then. Like nothing, right? On like a player prop too, which is kind of wild, which they didn't let me do at the beginning. And then also too, I've been noticed that they are very competitive with lines. Like I found multiple times in the hits plus runs plus RBI market that they are the best. And
Yeah, I left.
Wow. So
I left there a tweet that I was like, where can you even bet this? It's like, I don't know, like the 5 most popular sports books in the United States. Other than that, it's tough to find, but
yeah, no, that was a wild trade. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like the way I always take a tone, like I don't know the tone this guy meant. He might have been like asking like for real.
Seriously,
like,
where can I bet this? Yeah.
Where can I bet that? But it felt like he was being like, dude,
Yeah.
people can't even bet that. I'm like, all right, that's a great question. Where can you bet that? It's a little book called DraftKings.
Yeah, FanDuel.
I think one's called FanDuel. Not sure if you've heard of that one, or BetMGM or
Yeah.
ESPN. I'm not sure if you've heard of any of these books, but
that's
but
where you can bet
those there. I will give him a pass on FanDuel though, because they don't release that market until the lineups have been announced, and the prices suck. So like you would never bet it there. But the other three, I don't know how you miss. I don't know how you even ask that question, just because it's like it's there. Like you just see it. It's in the batter props. Like you can't miss that market. It's right there.
It's higher than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how would you have found anything?
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, all right. So Isaiah Pacheco, he was a godsend for me at the end of last year. I mean, I basically wrote his anytime touchdown. Basically, for like the second half of the year, he scored a touchdown in 6 of the last 8 games, including the playoffs for the Chiefs. He scored in 3 of 4 playoff games for the Chiefs, including the game against the Ravens. The Chiefs became quietly pretty run heavy in the red zone last year. It's because they're like, besides Travis Kelce, they just had nobody they could trust in the receiving game. Pacheco had the 3rd most rush attempts in the red zone last year. He had 62 of 79 total attempts that the Chiefs had, which I'm not a math guy, but that's like 80% basically of the red zone attempts. And now the guy they signed, like their only other running back is Piron, who's not a red zone guy. And I already mentioned how I'm fading the Ravens defense this year. They were number 1 in defensive DVOA last year, but again, lost their DC, lost their top 2 coordinators, ton of brain drain, and they lost some players on that defense as well. So I mean, if I'm getting Pacheco at plus money, I'm going to take it. And that's my official banger for the game tomorrow. And the lines are going down. I guess I see some red on the screen. Did it just change back?
A plus 123 from 122 at Pinnacle, and then drop back down to 122. So
got it.
Not an exciting move, but it was a move. I'm noticing too, I didn't know that Caesars is offering defensive player touchdowns.
Yeah.
If you've it's plus 5,000. So maybe that's a way to get to a milli.
If there's like a Deron Bland guy this year.
Yeah. Just get 2 of them. Or 3 of them, and hope that they all score on the same week. We'll find out. That's later, and that's not today. We kind of had the same take on the Ravens, it sounds like. Shark Burners, if you're listening, earmuff it for me. I really think that their defense might not be as good as it has been in the past. I'm not going to say that they're bad, but I don't know that they're going to be as good as they have been. Like, you know how you see, like, I don't know, you play fantasy football, you see the Ravens on the schedule as the defense that your guy is playing, and you're just like, oh, you're like, that ain't good. Like, you start to immediately question whether you should play that guy or find someone else against a different matchup, because you just don't want any of that. But I don't know if they're that anymore. So for that reason, I think that the Chiefs can score on them. Again, never seen either version of these 2 teams. So we're really flying pretty blind here, which is probably a reason not to, unload the clip, so to speak. So the Chiefs score on them. I like to make up stories about the game, right? You know what I'm saying? So the Chiefs can move the ball. So we're good there. They're moving. They're doing their thing. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Kelce. It's Pacheco. It's the Rice kid. Not bad. What if Worthy is actually good? He's very small, but if he gets behind you, that's 6. No one's catching him. So I'm thinking maybe they're moving the ball, right? So they can move it, they can put some points on the board. Now there's pressure on Baltimore. We can't just sit on it with Henry. We can't just run with Lamar just because they're not that dumb where Lamar's getting all these, designed QB runs because it's the first game of the season. He goes down, their season's over. So they're throwing. I mean, Todd Monken's still there. You know what I mean? They're going to have to throw. They get forced into a spot where they got to throw a little more. Maybe they come out wanting to throw a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But but they start having to throw. If you look at Lamar, 217.5, 216.5, 215.5, that is very low. Like that's a very, very achievable number easily, because again, people forget Mark Andrews is alive. I think he's back. I think he's fine. I'm not a doctor. I haven't actually like looked at this guy, but I'm pretty sure he's back. Isaiah Likely is probably going to see the field as well. So
he's likely
whenever you start hearing about how they don't have anyone to throw to, it's like, do they? I mean, like, I don't. I mean, Likely probably will see the field too. So there's Andrews, there's Likely, there's Zay Flowers.
I like Zay.
I'm pretty out on what's his face, Bateman. So what I did was I went. It's a plus 190 same game parlay. I kind of messed up and got fired up. This is not how you use no sweat bets. All right, just to clear the air there. Like you probably want to go a little higher than plus 190. Again, I was fired up. Not my fault. It's the first game
not your
of
fault.
Season. It's preseason for everybody, guys. You know.
Yep.
But what I did was Lamar 225 plus. That's plus 190. In that round, in that game script, in that movie, whatever you want to call it, Zay Flowers catches 4 balls. Like
obviously,
I don't think that Lamar can throw for 215. Or I'm sorry, 225, and Zay Flowers does not catch at least 4 of those. I also think Zay Flowers is good for 50 of those. So that little, whatever that was, SGP plus 190, I feel like that's kind of a free plus 190 if if you get the script you want. Even if you don't get the script you want, you could still get home on that because Zay Flowers is pretty electric. He can get loose. I think they keep him more near the line of scrimmage, but he still, again, could get loose. He had a long one in the championship game last year.
Yeah, he scored.
Yep. The Ravens went away from running the ball in that game. That's my only issue, is they might try to force the run.
Do they overcorrect? Yeah,
exactly, because that's a thing that definitely happens. Like, football is so much of a coaching psychology game. You got to get in the head of the coach and figure out what are these guys likely to try, because a lot of times, like, even if it doesn't work, they'll still keep trying it. And if you're into player props, you'll probably get your player prop right, even if it didn't work.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna run. It's like, yeah, well, they did. It just didn't work. It's like, yeah, but they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to nail individual players.
That's another thing why I struggled with this game. The Ravens completely wet their pants in that AFC Championship game. Like, they ran the ball twice, and at no point was that game really out of reach. They just completely were the only way I can describe it is wet their pants, lost their brains, because they're going up against the Chiefs and they felt like they had to do something different. So now it's like, are they going to double down on that and be like, no, we're also still not going to run the ball? Or are they just going to totally self-correct and overcorrect and only run the ball? That's another reason why I didn't know what to do with them.
It's difficult. I was more wondering from the other side of it, did the Chiefs do something to make them throw in that game? You know what I mean? That just hasn't really gotten talked about. The looks that they showed were just like, hey, we want to make Lamar Jackson throw the ball, right? Like that's what we want to do. So I don't know. Like, these guys dive deep, like very deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, dude, I was watching Belichick and Parcells, the 30 for 30 last night, and they were just diving into that. That was in the 80s, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
1990 was that playoff game where Belichick kept showing 2-man front.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this? But he wanted Thurman Thomas to run the ball, because if Thurman Thomas was running, the Bills weren't throwing.
Yeah, that is how that works.
So, that's just how football works. But you know what I'm saying? So, like, when you start thinking like that, and you're like, wow, that was like 1990, dude. Like, I don't even want to say how many years ago that was. Like, that was a long, long time ago. These guys they've been diving deep since then. They're still diving deep. So, what looks that these dudes are going to want to throw at. You know what I'm saying? So, was it the Chiefs? That's all I'm asking. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
Fair point.
I wonder is, like, maybe they just figured out a way. And at that point, if they keep doing it, maybe, like I said, Lamar doesn't have to do that much. It's 225, dude. That's nothing in today's NFL. Lamar Jackson can throw the ball. I think he led the league in passing before. So the idea that he's a wide receiver throwing the ball. That's not true. Like he's not a bad passer. He's just not a great passer because we're in a league now where we have a bunch of great passers, and it's like, yeah, he's not one of those guys, but he's not shitty, dude. Like he's
not Zach Wilson.
He can throw the ball. Yeah, exactly. No, Zach Wilson. Actually, I'll give you this, or I'll stick up for him a little bit. In that last preseason game, I knew he was going to play quite a bit, and they would probably feature him and let him throw. And Broncos went over their team total, 19.5, even money. Dude, they flew over that. So thank you, Zach Wilson. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Spit on your grave a little bit.
I mean, that's the perfect Zach Wilson game script.
Yep.
Third preseason game against like third and fourth stringers. That's when he really shines.
Yeah, exactly. That's where he does his best work. So shout out Zach. Thank you for that. But you know what I'm saying? Like Lamar's not. My point is he's not a bad passer. He's just not.
He's not a bum.
Not great. Like that's all. Like which is no shade to him. He just look at that, dude. 220 at Fanatics.
Yeah, they know.
They're watching, even though this is recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think we pretty much did all we could do. I mean, I think your guy kind of fits into my same game parlay script as well. So if any of the viewers or listeners on Spotify or Apple, links for those are in the description. So check those out. If
5 stars.
You don't want to watch on YouTube all the time, you can just listen there. But I like YouTube because you can see us.
Yeah.
You
and you can see the screen.
You see the green too. I don't know. It feels right. But yeah, not everyone can watch YouTube, so we're there. But anyways, yeah, I would think that those numbers go up before tomorrow. That's why we decided to talk about it today, just because I am definitely a number guy in football. Like I don't have to get the best number always. Like if I don't know, had a 12 pack and it's 4 o'clock, maybe then I throw out a better. But like other than that, like I like to go into the day with a plan of how the day is going to go. Does that make sense? Like, like it needs to be like that, because otherwise I'm going to go broke betting the NFL live, as I'm watching as a spectator. So that's why I like to have, like I said, my Thursday, I need to really think about it from like Tuesday into Wednesday and have something ready to go Wednesday, because those lines are going to move, and I'm an over guy, so they move even more. But yeah.
Yeah, and that way we don't have to scramble. I mean, we already got everything for Thursday. Now we're on the Friday.
Exactly. Oh, there it is on the best bet recap. I like that. That's some quick work. Plus 190. I kind of kicked myself a little bit when I was like, yeah, here's my no sweat. I'm like, did I just do a 3-leg no sweat bet on a plus 190 SGP?
Well, the good news is there's no sweat because it's going to hit so easily. So you're not even going to have to. Yeah, that's exactly. You don't even have to sweat it out.
I just prefer my no sweats to be plus 300 or higher. If there's 3 legs, I want them higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Like what are you doing? Go 1,000. It's a no sweat. But at the same time, like I said, see one go through the hoop. You know what I mean? Get the people going. A little plus 190. It's almost a double up. All right, that's gonna do it. I think we pretty much did all the damage we could do for right now. But I'm gonna go start studying Friday. I got a move or two for that, so I'm ready there. Anything else you want to say to the people? Where can they find you?
Yeah, find me on Twitter at Jedi Modai, on the road to 10K followers. Hoping to get that by the end of the year. We'll see if we can make that happen. And then we'll be doing live streams for NFL games, which you'll be on some of those. We'll still be doing dingers, so check me out on Twitter, and I'll post link to everything that I'm doing from there. And I guess I probably should mention Newsweek, who pays the majority of my bills. So I also do write articles for Newsweek, which I post on Twitter.
Newsweek's a pretty good get, man. I feel like they're like a respectable magazine. You know what I mean? To be writing gambling articles for. Yeah,
can't say like all you can dong buffet and stuff like that, but that's
fine. Yeah, those are the ones I'm like, whoa, like do I have to wear like a collared shirt while I write? You know what I mean? Like yeah. So that's cool. But I'm on Slop Rules on Twitter, on Instagram, and at The Slop Rules on TikTok. You're on my channel right now for YouTube. We're gonna do a live stream at 4 p.m. today. So subscribe and get the notifications on, because you're definitely going to forget. I almost forgot what time it was myself. So easier if you have notifications on. Till then, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.